Welcome to Everyday English Stories. Today's story is called The Umbrella. Listen and follow along. After the story, we will learn 6 useful words. Let's begin. It was one of those gray, damp afternoons in late autumn when the light seems to give up early. Nora had been curled up in the town library for an hour, lost in a book about cottage gardens. When she finally glanced at the clock, it was already past 4, so she gathered her things to leave. As she reached the entrance, she saw that the sky had darkened and rain was coming down in sheets. Fortunately, some instinct had told her to pack an umbrella that morning. She popped it open and ventured out into the glistening street. A moment later, she spotted a familiar figure sheltering beneath a spindly tree. It was Mr. Bright, her elderly next-door neighbor, looking thoroughly miserable. His coat was drenched, and he was clearly hoping the downpour would ease. "Mr. Bright, don't tell me you came out without an umbrella," Nora said gently. "I'm afraid the weather got the better of me," he admitted with a rueful smile. Without a second thought, Nora stepped closer and held her umbrella over them both. They made their way down the street at an unhurried pace, shoulders almost touching. To her surprise, the conversation flowed easily, as if they had known each other for years. In truth, they had been neighbors for a long time but had never gone beyond a polite nod. Mr. Bright, it turned out, was a treasure trove of local history. He pointed out the old bakery that had once been a blacksmith's, and the lane where he had played as a boy. Before they knew it, they had arrived at his doorstep. "You've been a lifesaver, Nora. I'd have caught my death out there," he said warmly. "The least I can do is offer you a cup of tea." Nora hesitated for only a second before accepting the invitation. His kitchen was cozy and fragrant, with the faint scent of cinnamon in the air. He filled 2 cups, and they settled in as the rain drummed softly on the window. One story led to another, and Nora found herself laughing more than she had in weeks. By the time she stood to leave, the storm had blown over. What had started as a dreary afternoon had turned into something genuinely warm. From then on, the two of them looked out for each other. They shared newspapers, garden tips, and the occasional slice of cake. It's funny how a chance encounter can quietly change your whole week. Sometimes all it takes is one small act of kindness to bridge the gap between strangers. Now let's learn 6 useful words from the story. To come down in sheets. To rain extremely heavily. For example, rain was coming down in sheets. Drenched. Soaked through, completely wet. For example, his coat was drenched. To get the better of someone. To defeat or overcome someone. For example, the weather got the better of me. A treasure trove. A rich source of something valuable or interesting. For example, Mr. Bright was a treasure trove of local history. To blow over. Of a storm or trouble, to pass and come to an end. For example, by the time she left, the storm had blown over. A chance encounter. An unplanned, unexpected meeting. For example, a chance encounter can quietly change your whole week. That's the end of today's story. Try listening again and read along to catch every word. We post new episodes every day, so please subscribe and practice with us. See you tomorrow.